Hi, my name is Sheila Karuna. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila, as this will be seen on both channels. This is the Coincidence That Never Was, Event 201, COVID-19, 5G activation, and the Global mRNA Transformation Agenda by Jason Gray. There comes a point when coincidence becomes conspiracy, when patterns are too precise, too timed, and too synchronized to be dismissed as chance. That point was crossed long ago. The events surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, its eerie rehearsal in Event 201, the global activation of 5G networks, and the forced deployment of a never-before-used gene-altering mRNA vaccine program are not separate threads. They are a tightly woven net designed to capture the human soul, reprogram the body, and finalize the digital subjugation of the species. This is not conspiracy. This is a timeline. This is not theory. This is evidence. This is not about sickness. This is about control, total, biological, psychological, and energetic. October 18, 2019, the rehearsal. On October the 18th, 2019, a high-level pandemic simulation called Event 201 was held in New York City by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The simulation, a novel coronavirus outbreak that spreads rapidly across the world, cripples healthcare systems, triggers lockdowns, crashes economies, and demands a coordinated response, including digital surveillance, vaccine development, and global censorship of, quote, disinformation. Just 6 weeks later, reports of a novel coronavirus emerged from Wuhan, China. Just 5 months after the simulation, the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic on March 11th, 2020. Event 201 was not predictive modeling. It was a script rehearsal. That script unfolded with chilling accuracy. Spring 2020, the 5G grid goes live. As populations were forced into isolation, masking, and dependency, the global rollout of 5G networks surged forward, quietly, rapidly, and without public discussion. Under the cover of COVID-19 lockdowns, 5G towers appeared in cities. Cities, neighborhoods, even schools installed while no one was watching, while children were home, while public discourse was silenced. Why? Because 5G is not just a faster internet connection. It is the infrastructure backbone for the new digital order. Vaccine passports, biometric tracking, smart cities, social credit systems, AI monitoring, neural data harvesting, behavioral prediction models, You cannot have a world where every heartbeat, step, and thought is logged in real time without 5G. The pandemic created the excuse. 5G created the mechanism. Together, they formed a frequency net, not just of data, but of consciousness suppression. 2021, the global mRNA campaign. Then came the final phase, the injection. After centuries of medical science based on the immune system and natural biology, a new technology was suddenly mandated across the entire planet. mRNA vaccines. Not medicine. Not traditional vaccines. Genetic reprogramming. mRNA, messenger ribonucleic acid, is a synthetic code that instructs your cells to produce specific proteins. This is not healing. This is biohacking. The COVID-19 mRNA vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna were rushed through under emergency use authorization, skipping long-term safety studies, ignoring previous failed mRNA trials, and bypassing accountability through blanket liability immunity. They were not offered, they were forced. Now, personally, I say they were offered. Mandate does not mean that you have to. In my world, I refused it. I was not forced. I know a lot of people lost their jobs because they refused, but that's still not being forced. Being forced to me is like at gunpoint. Although there were the next things: threats of job loss, travel bans, school exclusions, public shaming, media fear campaigns, QR code health passes. This was not public health. This was biological compliance enforcement. Yes, it absolutely was a tried thing. What did these injections do? They reprogrammed your cells to manufacture a synthetic spike protein, a foreign structure the body had never seen before. This forced your immune system into a perpetual state of hypervigilance. More disturbingly, early studies began to suggest integration of synthetic code into the genome, particularly in reproductive tissues and neural regions. In short, this was not vaccination. This was modification. The trifecta: program, signal, genome. Let's put it all together. Event 201 rehearsed a scenario with military precision, eerily matching the real COVID-19 pandemic down to the details. COVID-19 created the crisis necessary for population control, behavioral engineering, and digital dependency. 5G networks were activated globally under the radar, keeping the frequency lattice needed for real-time monitoring and energetic manipulation. mRNA vaccines were deployed as a biological software update, reprogramming human cells under the guise of immunity. This is not a response. It is a rollout of a new human operating system. You are being recoded physically, mentally, energetically. The true target, the virus was never the threat. You are. You, the sovereign divine being capable of free will, creative thought, and spiritual power. You, the wild variable in a system built on control. You, the unpredictable spark that can collapse entire simulations with a single act of truth. They had to break you with fear, with division, with confusion, with gene editing, with frequency manipulation, with digital isolation. Now, the same forces that simulated the pandemic are calling for digital IDs, central bank digital currencies, climate lockdowns, and AI governance, all built on the foundation laid by COVID. This is not over. They call it the Great Reset. It is not a reset, it is a rewrite of what it means to be human, of what it means to be you. The narrative was scripted. The virus was engineered. The vaccine was coded. The towers were switched on. You are not being saved. You are being converted. Unless you stop consenting. Unless you refuse to comply. Unless you remember what they tried to delete from your DNA. That you are not a number. You are not a node. You are not an infected body or a misinformed mind. You are sovereign source in human form. If you stand in that truth, their program cannot hold. It began with a rehearsal. It ends when you awaken. Oh my, how true that is. And make no mistake, he's right. It's not over. Partially, in my view, because so many did resist. And it didn't fully take, I don't think. I've begun to see humans as very adaptable type species. We don't go down easily. I've referred to us as sort of like the cockroaches of the universe. No matter what happens, we keep coming back. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what's going to be next on the hit parade. But it's really very interesting that today this one had to be recorded, because I suspect there may be some more things tried or something. Something feels like it's brewing. I don't know what it is, but we'll see, hey? I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of perspective, your perception of your perspective. And if you're not feeling too joyful, give yourself a moment. Step back, try to see something from a different angle and see if you can find a more joyous way to view it, to move forward. And move towards that which draws you, because there is something there for you. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.